I was reading on internet on discussions, especially on Reddit, about people with ENS, and the answer that they get from doctors when they go back after a turbinate reduction surgery. So when they develop ENS, empty nose syndrome, they obviously go to doctors, back to doctors to ask for help. And it's interesting because the answer from the doctor, the most common answer is this. Basically, no, it's in your mind. That's what the doctor tells to an ENS person. It's in your mind, or even you have mental issues. You are depressed and you blame this nose surgery for your problems, for your mental health problems. I'm just this is really just an opinion, right? Just a way of seeing these things. So it is obvious that, and this is exactly what I did as well, when you develop issues after this surgery, when you start suffering, it's obvious the first reaction is to go back to either the surgeon that did the surgery or another specialist ENT doctor. So it's just the normal reaction. We are not just us, but everybody would just search medical help from a doctor, because at least this was what was in my mind, that the only one who can help me at this point is a doctor. And perhaps you already know that basically there is not much help. And this is actually the reason why they are answering with one of the answers being you have mental issues, mental problems which are not related to this nose surgery. That's simply because the doctor at that moment, basically they have nothing. There's nothing they can do. So there's nothing, no way they can help you after you develop this empty nose syndrome problem. And this is just I don't know, this is just a human reaction. So my view of doctors before this surgery, before this problem, was that basically the doctor was some sort of specialist that had most of the answers, most of the solutions. And I would go to him, to a doctor, to get help. And that's not the case. So it's just medicine and anatomy, if you want, generally speaking, there is not always an answer or a solution to a problem. And the doctor simply, they don't have the fix for this. They cannot fix you. And this is really just the way, at least a part of the people are. They just deny there is a problem at that point, and kind of just toss you away, just push you away, basically with some sort of accusation, if you want. And that's unfortunately, it's not just doctors who do so. If you did watch my channel just by randomly, you notice that I had a lot of videos with car repairs. So why? Because I had a car a couple of years ago, several years ago, and I had problems with this or that components, and I was going to garages. In my area, the mechanics are not very honest, and they were just lying to me. And it's not just me. So I'm just saying that even mechanics, among many other professions, they simply have some sort of a language when they cannot fix the problem for you, or for whatever other reason, they simply say something like, I never seen this before, this is the first time I've seen this, or this is normal, that's how it works, that's how it doesn't work, basically. So they're just lying, people. And they have developed through the years of profession, they have developed some sort of a lines to push the client away. It's just to make you give up getting any help from them and just move away. So that's the same with doctors. That's how, I I think many people believe that doctors are some special persons or so. That's completely incorrect. They are really just regular persons, just like you will find a neighbor that you don't like or so. It's exactly the same way. Yeah. So the moment when they are put in front of a problem that there's nothing they can do about it, they simply just react their human way, basically, and just instead of simply admitting, because basically just imagine if they admit, okay, I did this surgery to you and now there's nothing you can do. Well, they feel not necessarily guilty, but they feel like you may just get angry about themselves, the doctor itself, right? So you may blame them. So they try to just kind of, I don't know, navigate the issue and just blame you instead, or just deny completely the problem. So they don't get accused to having caused this problem. It's just normal reaction, human reaction. And so that's why I'm saying that it's better not to get angry. I'm not angry at the doctor who did this to me. The problem is already heavy to carry for yourself, and better not just add bad feelings to it, so it doesn't help anyway. Yes, so I said this in another video. I was before the issue, I would watch a doctor and look at the doctor like someone powerful, someone honest, and someone knowledgeable, right? But after their denial and their lack of help, I just changed my mind about them. I just realized they're just regular persons, right? And they have a profession, and sometimes things go bad, and so on. Mind you, I do post a video on my channel about one of these ENT. So don't confuse ENT with ENS. ENT is the nose, ear, and throat doctor. I think that's an acronym for it, the specialty. So there is one ENT doctor who has done a lot of surgeries, turbinate reduction surgeries, and he does say in his one of his it's a podcast, actually it's a radio podcast which was posted on YouTube. He clearly states this. It's an American doctor, and I think he talks for doctors all around the world. He clearly states that the medical school teaching, so basically in colleges, medical colleges, they do not teach this doctor specialty a specific way to do this surgery, whatever you just turbinate reduction or so. So he clearly states there is no specific, I don't know what, the intervention is not clearly taught to the students, to the medical students, how to do this intervention without causing damage. He clearly states this, and I guess this is just, it's unbelievable in 2025, such a critical part of the body. It's unbelievable that, including the United States, right? So I guess even Europe and Asia and any other continents, it's unbelievable that this part of the body, doctors attack it, work on it with freedom to do whatever they think they want to do. It's just shocking. I don't know. There's nothing else to add. This it's mind-blowing that this happens in 2025. Just finishing this video with my I don't know, I guess it's somehow funny. I don't know, it's really funny or not. It's sad, but it's sad. I don't know. I find it, at this moment, I find it amusing, but I can tell you at that moment was anything but amusing. The answers that I got from the 3 doctors that I was asking for help after I developed ENS. So perhaps in order, yes, the first one told me, so I told him I had this surgery and now I'm suffering from my nostrils dry and blocked. And the doctor told me, you take drugs, you are sniffing drugs. I don't know, those drugs, I guess you sniff, and you are sniffing drugs, and those drugs that you sniff caused this damage, not the surgery. So you can imagine, actually, when he said so, I said, no, I don't take drugs. But then he repeated this, yes, you do. So don't get angry. Don't get angry at this. This is just the guy. It's obviously, again, this is an ENT specialist. Right? It was a pretty old one, 60 years old in Canada, Montreal, Canada. So the guy was not just lying to me. He wasn't just denying what I'm saying, my suffering, but he was basically insulting me at that moment. No, he was like just, I don't know, it's shocking, but I was there for help. I'm asking him for help, and he's basically just giving me a kick in my butt and just get out of here, but in a more civilized way. So don't be surprised. They are people, and maybe that guy was just a mean person in his generally speaking life, and those people are around us. It's not because they did study and that they are going to be nice person, honest person, respectful person or so. It doesn't. They're just realize that many people who go in the medical school, they go in there for money because there's big money to do it there. So just realize that it's like a business for them. Don't expect empathy just because it's a doctor. So this is what first one, and then I think the second one got this pulled this line, a different one, because I was taking appointments, and these appointments, at least in Canada, would take to get to see one of these doctors. An appointment will take several months, 4, 5, 6 months. Imagine, I was waiting for that time, and I get this kind of answer, kind of killing my. So the second one told me that line: you have mental problems, you are depressed. I don't remember exactly his words, but you are depressed. It's all in your mind. Well, I would estimate this is more polite than the first guy. But yes, I did have frustrations to hear this, and I felt not necessarily insulted, but I felt like I was, I was coming to them with hope, and not just hope, but I had this in my mind. They are the last people, not the last, but the only people that can help me. And then you get a slap, basically. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of doesn't match really. The answer to the request doesn't really match. So anyhow, so yes, that's what the guy told me. And the third person, this was a lady, and she told me, well, she examined inside the nose, and she told me, your nose looks good enough. You don't need plastic surgery. Basically, she was telling me, actually, you are coming here with a lie. You are saying you suffer from that surgery. It's just because you think your nose is not straight and you want me to straighten it for you. And you come with a lie about some suffering of sort just to justify, to get a free plastic surgery. Right? That's okay, whatever. Yes, I was frustrated again. This was the third time. Yes, I did feel like I would like to confront that person, not in a mean or aggressive way, but just confront her and just say it. Something, you are not even good at lying, something like this, being sarcastic and just kind of telling that person that you are basically just dishonest. But it's okay. It's not going to fix anything, right? And that may frustrate you or just disturb your emotions even more. And remember, you will never change those persons, right? It's not a matter of getting those doctors to be honest from that moment on. They are how they are. I don't think it's the place to to get more negative emotions about this issue. Anyhow, all this to say that they are humans. Just remember, there are going to be humans here and there that you just don't have chemistry with them or dislike even. So there are almost surely among doctors the same kind of persons. So just realize this thing. They are just basically some employees, regular employees, and that's how life is. That's how the world is. That's how the society is. Nothing you can change about this. Okay, so that's just my personal feeling, my personal take. Don't get mad at them. There's this issue again. Just like I said, it's about, for some reason which I cannot explain myself, the medical schools are simply not teaching a precise procedure. Perhaps the medical school also, for some shocking reason, it's either it's not aware about this suffering, about the suffering that's causing this surgery when it's badly done, either they simply deny it, and they deny the actually bad outcome, saying it's very small numbers of people. Why so? Who knows why the blue planet is blue? I don't know. It's because of the oceans, I guess. But yes, this is just, if you maybe are into history a little bit, I think the Cheops pyramid still has some mysteries the way it was built. It's just another mystery that has not been solved yet. Hopefully it's going to happen one day. And I think one of the ways to have this issue, ENS issue, brought closer to a solution is the way I think it may happen, it may help, is to be brought into the media attention, but not just by me and you, by some celebrity, by some important person. If you ever know one of these persons, happen to know, just try to talk to such popular individual and maybe somehow bring this issue into media attention and just raise awareness, because this is really the only way it's going to get some attention, and the procedure will be standardized and correctly done, hopefully by more and more surgeons from that moment on. This is just really the only way to solve this problem. Hopefully it's going to happen in the future. Thanks for watching.